What's up, everybody? Before I get started, I want to say Happy New Year. This is our first video blog of the year, Season 3. Excited about the season. And I hope that everyone had a Happy New Year bringing in 2014. And I also hope that even in its early stages, your year is starting off good. You're doing all the proper goal setting and planning and creating that roadmap to be successful, to be great. So that when you sit here at this time next year, you can look back at a successful and a great 2014. All right, now let's get right to it. 42, leaving a legacy. Some of you may have guessed the 42 does refer to Jackie Robinson. You know, last year there was a movie with the title, and the movie talked about his success as well as his failures, and how he revolutionized not only baseball, but how he changed the world, breaking the so-called color barrier, creating a more even playing field, at least in athletics. So we're thankful for Jackie Robinson, but we also recognize that that is his legacy. That's the mark that he not only left on Major League Baseball, he left that mark on the world. So as I thought about Jackie, and there's another reason why the number 42 stood out to me, and it's the reason why it's the title for this video blog. Today, January 10th, 2014, is my 42nd birthday. So I'm thankful for another year, another opportunity to be successful. But I don't know whether it's because I'm creeping closer to 50 or what, but I started to really focus on what my legacy is. What my legacy is going to be. You know, when I was younger, my legacy only pertained to, personal things. My football career, even success as a businessman, and individual goals and accolades and so forth. But now, as I grow and as I mature, I look at my legacy in a different vein. I look at it from a standpoint of my children. What am I leaving behind for my children? What will my legacy be? That's the question that I had to ask myself, and that's the question that I have for you. What is your legacy going to be? So I thought about 42, and I thought about Jackie Robinson, but then some other 42s came to mind. Some of my other favorite athletes, other sports teams. And one of the first ones that comes to mind is James Worthy. James Worthy was a forward for the Los Angeles Lakers basketball team. He was a fantastic forward that sort of changed the way the forward position is played. Changed the way you view the forward position in terms of he was that rare talent that could face the basket as well as have his back to the basket, and he could beat you either way. He was almost unstoppable when he was on his game. And James Worthy was a #1 draft pick out of North Carolina when he came into the league. Very successful both in college as well as in the NBA. Several titles, all-star appearances, and so forth. But James Worthy was a ball player that I looked at, and even now you can think about, left his mark on the NBA. His legacy was a strong statement on how he played the game. And then I thought about more. I thought a little bit about football. And one of the 42s that come to mind was my favorite defensive back when I was younger, and that's Ronnie Lott. Ronnie Lott was number 42 for the San Francisco 49ers. And I looked at Ronnie Lott and how he played and how he changed the game, changed the way the safety position was played. He was sort of from that old school, that come across the middle if you want school, where receivers would be a little fearful when they saw number 42 lined up out there, because he brought the hammer. But he also would intercept the ball, break up passes. He changed the game. He left his mark, and that was his legacy. And then I thought about baseball again, and though I'm by no stretch of the imagination a Yankees fan, I thought about Mariano Rivera. Yankee great closing pitcher, who just retired last year. And in fact, he'll be the last player to wear number 42 because the Major League Baseball Association, they retired number 42 based on the success, the legacy of Jackie Robinson. But Mariano has his own legacy. He was sort of that lights out, no holds barred closer. His legacy was that whenever he came in the game, If the Yankees had a lead, it was lights out. You could pretty much forget about it. So I thought about those individuals and their legacies. And again, looking in the mirror, trying to identify, well, what's my legacy going to be? So I ask you the same question I've been asking myself and that I'm working towards. Find out what you want your legacy to be. Will your legacy be you've lived a life of more successes than failures, more wins than losses, more triumphs than tragedies, more rejoicing than regrets? You know, as they say, life is a journey. And also, life is too short. So all I want to do is encourage somebody that as you walk this journey, and when you reach the end of it, make sure that you've left your mark. Make sure that your success, your greatness is indelible on the minds of everyone that comes behind you. So that when you leave, anybody that follows behind you will want to walk in your footsteps.
I was there, I could have this moment.